I said, instead of helping him to build his father business, my father business is there suffering.
Right.
Why not go home and try
And
to work on this business
yeah.
and see what I can make out of it?
So, what I want to know is, obviously, you're a very young lady in farming, and not only just generally in farming, in um, greenhouse farming. You're in the technological side of farming. So, first of all, what or who inspired you to get into greenhouse farming?
Okay, so I am a third generation farmer.
Okay.
I'm from a family of farmers on
Yes.
both sides. My
Okay.
grandmother, who is in her 80s, she just basically stopped coming to our ground probably like a year ago. So to me, I like to tell people farming is embedded in my DNA.
All right.
So yeah, that is, it's just a given. At
Okay.
some point in time, we would be on the farm. I can remember coming to ground with my
Right. Yeah.
grandmother from probably like age 4 or 5 because I would be left in her care after school. So from that tender age, we were exposed to agriculture, helping her to shell peas
Yeah.
and stuff like that,
Okay.
right? So for me, um, I basically got fully involved. I would say January coming, I'd be doing this 5 years full time. During high school, I would have to come up here and work because,
Oh.
yes,
Yeah.
you have to work for pocket money because
Yes.
my parents, they don't believe in handouts.
Right.
You won't appreciate something unless you have to work for it. So from high school, I would come up here and work. So farming, I've always been used to or accustomed to some type of farming practice, whether it's open field or greenhouse. How I came to be doing farming full time now is my father, he started a second company, Central Greenhouse Supplies and Services,
Right.
right, to fill a gap basically. He was one of the first farmers who started practicing protected agriculture in Jamaica.
Yes.
And a lot of persons they would visit and automatically many of them would become interested and they'd like to set up a similar operation. So that company was born. So with that new business on the rise, it took him away from the day-to-day management of this farm,
Right.
right? So even though we had managers, the farm wasn't performing well. So he was going to close down the operation. So I decided to resign from my job
Yes.
and I took this farm over full time. So that is how I ended up here.
Yes. So was it our decision to resign your job?
No, not
Okay.
necessarily.
Okay.
Where I was basically, I had some clients. Um, I was in sales, right? And I have clients and they're coming to buy cars from me. The cheapest car being around $6 million Jamaican dollars.
Okay.
And I didn't know anything about cars.
Right.
So I sell based off of relationships that I develop with my clients.
Right. Right.
Anybody coming to spend 6,000 or more on a vehicle, they basically know the vehicle already,
Ah.
right? So
Okay.
what I did was I talked to them. They want to know about me. Why am I working here? They want to know where I'm from. The older clients, they might want to talk about their family and stuff. So I developed relationships like that. Some of the
Okay.
clients who I spoke to, they're in big positions,
Okay.
have a pretty change, can spend, as I say, you're buying a $15 million car, $16 million car. And about 2 or 3 of them told me that they had an interest in farming. And they were actually going to lease land to go into farming. Some of them, one of them was vegetable production and the other one was rearing animals,
Okay.
right? So that's one. Secondly, the company I was working for, It was headed by a son. He basically took over his father's business.
Okay.
So looking at everything, when my father called me and told me that he would be shutting down the farm, which basically put us through school and provided for us throughout the years,
Right.
I said, okay, these high-end clients considering farming as an option to make another income. And then I have a boss who is running his father's business and has done a very good job. I said, instead of helping him to build his father business, my father business is there suffering.
Right.
Why not go home and try to work on this business
Yeah.
and see what I can make out of it?
Okay.
At the time I was 24. I
Right.
said, okay, I'm 24 now. I actually have a degree.
Mm-hmm.
If this doesn't work out, I can always go back and look a job.
Right. Right.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
because I
Yeah.
believe that when you're young, that's the time you need to take risks.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
wasn't very hard for me, even though I was doing well in my job. I was basically, when I sent in my resignation, they wanted to promote me to senior sales advisor
Okay.
after working there for almost 3 months.
Okay.
So I know I was
Nice.
doing a good
Yeah,
job,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
But you have to choose what's important to you. And for me, family is one of them. Over the years, I've seen my father work tirelessly here. And it was important to me to see that his legacy continues. So it was a no-brainer for me.
Okay. Hello, now that you're at the end, if this video was beneficial to you, please consider subscribing. To subscribe to my channel, please click the red subscribe button and then click the bell icon beside it so that you will be notified whenever I publish a new video. Thank you.